Week 16. We're here. One more week. I'm not including the weirdos that are playing Week 18 championships. I don't know why y'all doing that. We will be doing the shows for that, but I'm just saying, like, make it Week 17 because it's already chaos. Straight chaos in the streets. We're missing like 8 quarterbacks this week or something, just shenanigans going on. But if you're here, more than likely you won your week because hey, if you didn't win your week, or maybe you're just a dynasty degenerate like none of us, you want to see players available. So I get it. It is myself. Hashtag playoff chaos. Yes, that's exactly what it is. And Jeremy Schulman, hashtag DC. Are you kidding me? That's a pretty good one. Pretty good. How you doing today, Jeremy?
Yeah, better before the benching of all of these quarterbacks, eliminating the usefulness of about a third of my playoff rosters across the board. But we'll get into all that. We'll get into guys who we can replace those guys with, like Elijah Moore. Nope, not a thing anymore. It's going to be a problem. Calvin Ridley, I'm concerned. Nick Westbrook-Ikini, no chance.
Yes,
it's a problem, but we'll see. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, why we're going to do quarterbacks first is because of the impact they have on the rest of the skill position players, and particularly these offenses where, like, we'll talk about Kendrick Miller, but that offense is projected for 14 points, folks. That's bare bones. That's as low as projections you can get. We saw the Giants last week. They had like this projection, and they were abysmal on offense. They did basically nothing the entire game, so that's just an issue, right? So let's talk about tight ends a little bit before we, close the show on out. I think it's Brenton Strange. What I didn't really realize that him and Mac Jones were kind of the backups, so they had a bunch of time together and they formed a connection. Clearly, that was all on the field because he saw 11 catches last week. Solid matchup this week. I know, and like we're talking about here, ranking. Yeah, I'm not doing Njoku. I'm gonna put Strange above Njoku this week. I think it's similar-ish bet. I don't want to do Kincaid. Like, I just do not want to do Kincaid, man. It's been so bad with Kincaid. So. Yeah, I think you can still do Njoku. I think it's like more of a floor play, but weirdly enough, I think Strange has a higher ceiling, which is crazy to talk about. It sucks. I'm not too happy about this.
I mean, the problem with Kincaid is that he's been out for a month, and then when he played last week, he got 7 of Josh Allen's 700 targets, just 4 for 53. Didn't find the end zone against New England. That should work out better, but there's no way that Josh Allen is going to throw the ball nearly as much. This is going to be a running game, short passing game. Kincaid typically isn't involved. He's been more of like a check down on some of those deeper passing plays. So no, I don't really want to do him. It depends. If you're really stuck, I agree with you. I mean, it's Strange. You might be able to do Komet. I don't love it, but against Detroit, Chicago's going to have to throw the ball. Noah Gray, I'm done with the Noah Gray experience, especially without Patrick Mahomes. Forget it.
Yes.
Grant Calcaterra is the only other guy. I do not like that matchup against Washington for him, but, why not?
Yeah, I think you could talk yourself into Stone Smartt in deeper leagues if you want to go that route. He was fine, 3 for 54, but, they play Denver and New England the next 2 weeks. It's not great. I'm not super excited about that, but he's the running back or tight end that's going to run all the routes. The one thing over Kincaid, he only saw 45% of snaps. So if you're doing that, and even in a good offense, it's just so hard. And he's also not really doing the big plays. He's being okay. He's not efficient in his role. So with the lack of efficiency on a part-time player, it's so difficult for those guys to do it. Even if you're Tasha Josh Allen, that's the hard part. So yeah, I like that. Definitely still more Hawkinson. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. Yeah, Hawkinson for sure. But yeah, then I would say Strange and then Juwan Johnson.
I was just going to bring up Juwan Johnson. I was just going to say that we were begging you not to do the Juwan Johnson experience 2 weeks ago. He somehow got there by catching a touchdown against the Giants, which the Giants hadn't really allowed that ever for the entire season. So that was a bit of an anomaly. We saw what happened against Washington last week, absolutely eliminated. But most of that was because of QB play. Against Green Bay this week. No, I'm not doing anybody from this New Orleans team if I can help it.
Yeah, I would rather go after Chiga Okonkwo. He plays a decent matchup this week. I don't mind doing to do that. I know I like the Colts, they're a decent matchup, and I was so anti-Chig, but he had a good game. Finally came back to life, so I'm willing to at least. If I'm in the Juwan Johnson range, I'm just gonna go for other teams that have a higher ceiling, I think. But yeah, that's that range of tight end. That's tight end 20. It's kind of just who's running routes, who's got the best quarterback. Do they have the red zone role? Cool, all right, but it's just not great. It's not great for those.
I already know your answer, and it's sad, but I am going to bring it up anyway. Any hope for Ben Smartt?
I mean, can he get a role? Like, I just,
Yeah. I mean, they're playing.
I mean,
They're playing Philly as well, so it's just.
it's bad. I mean, this. We talked about this with Smartt. Like, it's going to be a waiting period. Hey,
Yes.
but on the plus side, this is the first time he saw over 50% of snaps. So,
Hey,
there's that. But you know how many targets he has on the year, Jeremy? Do you actually know?
I do, because I'm looking at it.
Yeah, it's bad. It's so bad, dude. Oh, goodness. Yeah, 11.3 points on the season on half PPR. Yeah, well done, Smartt. That's Zach Ertz doing it once again, where he's like, hey, young fella, sit on the bench. Your time will come, but it's still Big Daddy's time. So, Zach Ertz, once again, is just blocking all the young tight ends we like. So, that is what it is. So, maybe 2025, 2026 or so not. We'll see. We'll see. Dynasty stash. I don't know. But, yeah, that's kind of tight end position. Like, you kind of know the defenses and kickers. We don't have to really get into those guys. I don't want to talk about too much. It's just a good matchup. Play. So all of these bad quarterbacks that are playing, find the defense who's straight against them. You want to do Falcons, go to those teams.
Yes.
There's a ton of bad quarterbacks playing this week.
Yep.
Go after Cincinnati and DCR. Like, you can make this stuff happen. Hawkinson was really good last week. I'm confident in his role.
Seattle.
Yeah. Like, I think he can still get there against the Seahawks.
He can.
Yeah, like, and the fantasy points allowed, like Seattle, if we go for tight ends, it's okay. It's like, it's kind of middle of the road. I think it's where are they at? They've given up almost 800 yards of tight end this year. 77 receptions. It's not bad. Like, it's fine. It's mediocre. Obviously, it's been a little bit of changes with linebacking core and how they've done recently, but yeah, we saw the Kraft struggle a little bit. It's just, I think Hawkins is just really hard to fade the Hawkinson because he's such a good tight end. When you get into that range of tight end, I think Strange falls into the guys that follow below them, where you get like those top 4 or 5, right? And then it's like, all right, guys that are kind of playing big roles, or then we can talk about it. It's just, I don't think Strange is that type of talent, also. So that's a little bit worrisome for me.
I 100% agree with you. This matchup against Vegas is juicy. 12 targets last week,
right?
Absolute insanity. And BTJ is going to help them move the football. Mac has been at least mostly kind of accurate. So, and getting the ball to the playmakers. So, I don't hate the call, but yeah, you got to go Hawkinson. He got you there. Come on, he's a stud.
Yeah, I hear you. But yeah, you got Hawkinson's finally healthy. That's what we want. Yeah, no. Strange would definitely love Juwan Johnson. I don't want to do Juwan Johnson, not with Ritter or Hayner or whoever the hell's the quarterback of New Orleans. Like, I get it. Like, Ritter came back and did some things for them. It's just sometimes you can see backups do that in a game where the team is not planning to play them, and they're able to kind of exploit the defense a little bit. When they get a full game plan to get ready for that quarterback, they kind of know the tendencies, what they're expecting. They'll be able to adjust for Ritter. So I'm not as excited for Ritter as he was in that second half. I think it's good.
And just to emphasize that point, I know Rattler had a few games earlier in the season where he looked okay. He came into this game against Washington. He was 10 for 21, $135 and 1. Green Bay, it's going to be a similar situation. I think these are both, average to slightly above average defenses. They're going to give them the New Orleans offense fits, and there's nobody out there to throw to. So yeah, Juwan has volume. Kendre has volume. I don't care. That volume is tainted by the rookie stench of Spencer Rattler and the IHC, which I saw for the first time on national television, the IHC stench of Darren Rizzi as the interim head coach of these things. These guys are doing their best, but you know what? This is just not an NFL quality product. I'm sorry, guys.
It's so weird, the 180 flip. The Rizzler loves himself some Kendrick Miller. He's hyping him up and talking good about him. Whereas Dennis Allen was like, fuck that guy. I can't stand Kendrick Miller. So.
Put him on IR. Is he injured? I don't care. Put him on IR.
It's the wildest thing.
God.
Yeah, I think that's a wrap. I think that's a call for week 16, folks. I'm not super excited about these guys, but there are guys that can play a role. It's mainly quarterbacks and tight ends of teams that are injured and a couple running backs or maybe Jalen McMillan. But yeah, that's a wrap. We got 2 more weeks of this left, and then we're going on the offseason, focus on Dynasty, all the fun stuff. So hopefully, you guys will get these waiver wire pickups, and we're going to do rankings, and then hopefully you win your week. And you go to the championship, baby. That's what we're here for. That is what we're here for.
Push through. So 2 more weeks. Get that championship, boys. We know we're so close. It's tough. You can taste it. But look, Jesse has been saying this all year long and in previous years. It's something that I picked up from him and others certainly. But fantasy, getting to the fantasy playoffs, that's your skill. Winning in the fantasy playoffs, that is your luck of fantasy football. I mean, I had number one team absolutely destroyed, and there's 8 teams in the playoffs, so one team, one plays 8 seed, absolutely destroyed by Goff and Amon-Ra this week by the 8 seed. Saquon and Mixon did absolutely nothing for me. So it is what it is. What are you going to do? You just survive and move on. So good luck to you guys this week, and we're right there with you in the same boat.
Yeah, good luck, folks. Get those waivers, and we will see you at some point tomorrow or Thursday for ranking. So have a good one. Good luck, folks. Listen up.